Look at how truly massive Scotland has become. Our empire literally does not fit on the entire screen. We've got Costa de Thot off to the side that's too far out to be seen in the mainland. Oh, this is beautiful. Our empire is freaking amazing. And I think we have room for another city. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to be back in the Robert the Bruce marathon playthrough because there is a lot of stuff to do. And I suppose we can start by improving some crabs. Now, Thought City is going to take a very long time to grow. So I'm thinking it would be a decent idea to shift over our citizens to work on the crabs instead. So we'll get two food and a bunch of gold. This will slow down their production a lot, but ideally the faster growth will mean eventually we'll have enough citizens that production won't be a problem from these guys. So this is probably going to be the hardest one for us to improve because it's got so much tundra and such a limited supply of food. So maybe what I'll do is, as trade routes finish, I'll send them over to Thought City and get them running to Valo City, where Mangus is currently stationed, and increase their food generation that way. Because if you remember, Mangus has the surplus logistics thing, which allows trade routes that go to him to yield increased food for the sending city. Now, in the city of Pella, which I'm going to rename right now to Adeptus Mechanicus, is going to become a production powerhouse, and it's going to be very exciting. They have a lot of hill tiles which will be used for mining operations, and we also have a lot of tiles that we can chop down, which means it might be in my best interest to transfer Mangus over there before I start chopping. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because we could get a very crazy explosion of growth if we do this correctly. Granted, the chopping would mostly go towards repairs. I suppose that's not a bad thing either. Because how many trees do we have? We have stone, 3 sets of trees, and 1 patch of stone that I would chop down in this city. And maybe I would even get rid of the cattle as well. So that's a crazy amount of food. But this particular city does have the gap of housing. They're over their limit already. They're at 8 out of 5, which I don't even know how that works. So it'd be a little tricky. The one thing that I could do to get their housing up is build a ridiculous harbor district inside of a lake, and then build a lighthouse on top of that. Of course, the granary would bring them up to 7, and a bunch more farms would bring them up a little more. I think we could do it. So you know what? I'm going to transfer Mangus over to Adeptus Mechanicus, and he's going to turn that city into a boom town. It'll take him 5 turns to get there, but it'll be worth the wait. In the meantime, we can just build farms and not chop down anything. I repeat, in the meantime, we can just build farms and not chop down anything. Just to make sure that I heard myself, we are not going to chop down any resources in Adeptus Mechanicus until Mangus is established. Okay, I think I heard myself. I feel the need to repeat it because there have been many occasions when I've come up with the brilliant idea of transferring Mangus to a city with a lot of stuff to chop down, and then I completely chop everything down before Mangus gets there, and he's like, guys, what the hell happened? So we're not going to make that mistake. What we are going to do is build a campus in Stolen City right here. Not the best placement for a campus. We're only getting a +1 for the adjacency bonus from the encampment and the commercial hub, but there's no mountains in Stolen City anyway, so there's really nothing too optimal we could do with these guys. So we'll just get the basic stuff done. And we still have some Inquisitor charges that we need to use. I don't think you can use Inquisitors on city-states, but we're going to try because Antananarivo is still predominantly Hindu, and we want to change that as quickly as possible. And we also want to spread the word of Thot Patrol back to Smugville. Boom. And we still got 2 charges left with this missionary, so he'll head over to Stockholm, sing his prayers, and this Inquisitor will make his way over to our newly conquered areas. So the busy work part of Civ is like a new phase. We've kind of entered a new phase of the game, right? You start off the first well, in the case of a marathon game, the first 400-ish turns could be devoted to preparations of war, because we were in this state of will I, won't I conquer Macedonia for basically 400 turns. And, you know, in the online speed, that gets cut down to probably about the first 100 turns. It's really all focused on war and nothing else. So we're in the phase now where it's basically all about peace and nothing else. And that does feel good. It's very exciting to be in these peace times. But it's also, my brain has been so geared towards violence for so long that it's almost a little bit tricky to micromanage so many different things, because I haven't had a solid plan of exactly what I'm going to do for a while. I've been just vaguely focused on military. So now, like, I'm researching square rigging right now, and I feel like I don't necessarily need to have a frigate, but I mean, boats are cool. So I guess we'll get square rigging, and then after that's finished, I have no idea what direction I want to send my people. I suppose industrialization would be the best idea, because we can get the factory, which will further improve our industrial zones, and I'm working towards getting Mangus's final tier benefit. Should probably wait for the cops, right? Alright, they're gone. I'm working towards Mangus's... It's actually Magnus. I say his name wrong all the time. I'm working towards Magnus's final bonus, vertical integration. I have a nice little hub of industrial zones. There's going to be one here, and there's already one down here. If I transfer Magnus to Free City, once all the industrial zones are done and he has his final tier benefit, I'm pretty sure he'd take advantage of the bonus production from all of those industrial zones, making Free City a juggernaut of production for whatever we need. So that's going to be exciting, and I can confirm I cannot purge the heresy in city-states. So I'll just have to send my prayers to them instead. That's fine. We have 2 charges. Those should be enough to get the Hinduism completely eliminated from there. What are you doing? Well, you can purge the heresy in Meth Town, so something, something, something. Do it for the hose. Thot Patrol. Whoa, rumor has it that India has conquered Ostia. India is legitimately going for a domination-style victory, because their empire is spanning across the frickin' globe. I believe this was a free city that they took over, and they've already taken over 2 city-states, Zanzibar and Grenada. So that's a bit... It's a bit uncomfortable what they're doing here. They have probably like 15 cities or something. It's a little bit ridiculous. But we'll get it sorted, and we'll figure out what to do about that. I may have to destroy him. That might be the only real solution that we have. Alright, 3 more turns until Magnus gets established. But in the meantime, in the city of Thadia, we do have a pretty good place for a golf course. Unfortunately, we have to burn down, or rather destroy, the farm from this tile. But if we do golf course golf course entertainment complex. If we do golf course entertainment complex, we'll get a nice burst of amenities in the city of Thadia, and they definitely need them. They are at -1. Actually, across our entire empire, we have negative amenities, which means we're not making good use of the Robot the Bruce benefits. And unfortunately, I don't think there are any deals that I can make with my waifu. What do you want? 26 gold per turn? Bitch, come on now. Forget it. I'm gonna destroy Korea. Well, I probably can't even destroy Korea, even if I wanted to. See, I feel like I didn't sign the prenup, because the problem with Korea right now is that her tech level, we're encroaching on the industrial age. She is in the atomic age. So she probably has anti-aircraft guns, aircraft carriers, a bunch of shenanigans going on in her empire, and we're still running around with muskets like that's a thing to do, and it's totally not. So we've got to get ourselves sorted before we actually consider completely eliminating our girlfriend from the face of the earth. But Things are gonna come together. I'm a little bit razzled right now as to exactly what I'm supposed to do. I feel like I have a whole bunch of ideas. I've officially kind of decided that I'm going for a science victory, but we have a lot of competition in that regard because I believe Korea is generating, yeah, nearly 300 science per turn. So that's more than triple of what we have, and that's very intimidating.
It's not the towering sails, but the unseen wind that moves a ship.
And just like that, square rigging is finished, so we can set our sights on build 3 workshops. I think I can build 3 workshops by the time the 36 turns are halfway done, so within the next 18 turns. Because I have 1? No, I don't think I can do it. No, maybe I can. 45. God damn! Well, scratch that idea. I don't think I can build 3 workshops in 36 turns, but I may be able to boost this technology anyway. So I'm gonna go for banking, then astronomy, which are still pretty decent options for us. And then hopefully by the time these 2 finish, I'll at least be started work on my 3rd industrial zone and some workshops in my other cities. Well, yeah, I think it'll work out because we are gonna start on an industrial zone right now in Free City because their population is finally at the level where it can build another district. So they've been very static for a majority of this game, and they're finally changing that around a little bit. And I say with the strongest conviction that everyone that follows Thot Patrol needs to have a place where they take their special hose, and that place is the Hose Haven. Boom, Thot Patrol. And the golf course. So you see we're getting 1 food, 1 production, 2 gold, and 1 culture from the golf course that we constructed. The adjacency benefits from it are very, very nice. And they'll get improved even further if I'm remembering correctly. I could be remembering wrong about that. Let me just check to make sure. Yeah, they get an additional bonus culture if they're adjacent to a entertainment complex. That'll be 2 culture, 2 gold, 1 production, 1 food. That's pretty nice. Okay, here we go. 6 turns until we finish producing our commercial hub. Mangus has arrived in the city, so he is whipping everybody into shape, telling us the precise method for cutting down trees so that they'll yield the maximum amount of production. We're going to see if we can build an industrial zone in 1 turn. Now, we'll say it takes 54 turns currently to produce an industrial zone. So that's a lot. It's a grand total of 816 production. Now let's see. It yields 606 production for cutting down some trees. We're going to build a 1-turn industrial zone. So first, some of this production is going to spill over onto the commercial hub repairs I believe we're doing. Yes, so that's fine. So we'll shave that down. Wham! 606 production. Instant build. Now the industrial zone, plop it down. Tree set number 2. Wham! 54 down to 15. And then finally, wham! Industrial zone finished. And there was probably a little bit of spillover because a market will get completed in 1 turn as well as some of our repairs. I suppose we'll go... Yeah, we'll do the... Actually, you know what? I'll do the granary first and then the workshop next. And I suppose we can work on the temple repairs and whatnot after that's all finished. So that Mangus boost was insane. And now we just have to worry about improving and repairing some tiles. We're going to clear out these marshes and put a farm on top of that. And then build a bunch of mines on top of the hills that are around us. Ooh, we have some more. Another thing that we can clear out. We got stone. I totally forgot about that. Awesome. Amazing things just happened. And we also have an Inquisition going on in Adeptus Manitenata. Boom. Thot Patrol. I got a little tongue-tied there. I apologize. Okay, so the extra production spillover is gone. The workshop time went up from 10 to 18, but we did finish a granary in a single turn, and the population of this city has bumped up to 14. I don't know exactly what caused that, but I'm not really complaining. Something weird was going on with the housing where it was lower than it actually was. It might have had something to do with the fact that the market was destroyed, and now that it's been fixed, then it's no longer a problem. So there we go. We just boomed the hell out of this town, and it feels amazing. But with all of that out of the way, I think we can transfer Mangus back somewhere else. I don't know where else would benefit from him before we have the final tier benefit of his, and I don't even know how many more governor titles I have available to me on the tree. Okay, we got 2 more in civil engineering and nationalism, so those are going to be the things that we're trying to target next. Oh yeah, we got a builder that's about to do some ocean improvements. We've got 2 fish and a set of crabs in the city of Thotopolis that need to be taken advantage of, and they need a lot of other stuff as well because they are gonna take 71 turns just to build a harbor district, and that's not very good. Oh boy, taking over the world is not an easy task. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna continue churning out more and more builders. I don't have a builder policy on right now, which is a bit unfortunate. I should probably switch the next time I have the opportunity to get rid of the oligarchy legacy for serfdom, wherever that is. Here it is. Newly trained builders get 2 extra build charges, because we're going to be pumping these guys out for a while. But we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, plenty more exciting things are going to be happening as we improve our super amazing empire. So as always, the name of the game is Civilization VI. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR, gaming for comedy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.